I propose to you that both films are taking the character of Superman deadly seriously, and yet they could not be. Superman is the oldest of the comic book characters we know and love today. In recent years, the Man of Tomorrow has had two major silver screen solo entries, 2013's Man of Steel and the recent 2025 Superman. Both films mark the beginning of their respective franchises on the big screen for DC. Man of Steel's DC Extended Universe unfortunately has ended at this point, but Superman has launched the new DC Universe. These films both bring a comic book character that was written in 1938 into our modern, more contemporary time, in vastly different ways. The movies are both about Superman, but that does not mean they are the same. Now, comic book films had a big moment in the early 2000s. So this is when the X-Men and original Spider-Man films were coming out, and DC Comics had their moment too, beginning with Batman Begins in 2005 and 2008's The Dark Knight. These Batman films were enormously successful, with many people still considering The Dark Knight to be the greatest comic book film of all time. What these films did, though, especially The Dark Knight, was that they took the comic book material of Batman and made it as realistic and as grounded as possible. The director of these films, Christopher Nolan, would go on to be the producer of Man of Steel, where director Zack Snyder would try a similar strategy, but with Superman. Fast forward 12 years to James Gunn's Superman, this film is almost as opposite as you could be to Man of Steel. We have an unknown and awe-inspiring Superman, and then a well-known but still threatening Superman. Now, if you've seen my Superman movies ranked video, you would know which of these more modern Superman films that I like better, but that doesn't matter for the sake of this essay. Man of Steel is framed as a sci-fi alien first contact film, but it also presents Kal-El as this messianic figure who is destined to save humanity. The most obvious connection to the science fiction genre, besides Beginning on Another Planet, is the scene where General Zod makes contact with humanity through television sets. This scene is very obviously trying to be a scene where the alien makes contact with and demands of humanity. The entire movie, though, does repeatedly make the point that Superman's existence in and of itself is a paradigm shift for humanity as a whole, and this motivates the actions of several characters. Either way, though, Kal-El is the only good alien who stands a chance against the bad aliens of the film. Superman, meanwhile, acts like a comic book where the characters are already familiar with Superman. He's still the strongest metahuman there is, but since there's already so many others, his existence isn't as impactful for humanity, because they're already used to people like him. The film is perhaps about choices, primarily about being good and honest versus being evil and manipulative. Superman is honest, kind, hopeful, but naive, while his arch-enemy, Lex Luthor, is cruel, envious, but knows people and knows how to turn them against each other. This is most apparent when Lex uses the reconstructed message from Superman's parents to turn the press, people, and even other metahumans against the Man of Steel. Superman easily could have let this moment, and every other moment inside the film, make him pessimistic and cruel, but even at the film's end, when he has his chance to destroy Lex, he doesn't, and he even tells Krypto to stop doing it for him. The being with godlike powers, therefore, learns to be smart and grounded without losing his optimism or goodness. I propose to you that both films are taking the character of Superman deadly seriously, and yet they could not be more different from each other. Yes, Man of Steel is very philosophical and brutal. Yes, Superman is over the top and can be cartoonish, but these things do not mean the movies are getting the character wrong or that we need one and not the other. If the last 25 years of comic book movies have taught us anything, it's that we sometimes do need that movie where the comic book character is grounded in a real-world scenario, but also other times we might need a more fantastical landscape that is closer to the comics. It would be good for us to keep in mind that the comic book material, even the darkest parts of it, will always have an inherent silliness to it. However, this does not mean that we cannot or should not ask hard questions about these characters and challenge who they are or would be. In the case of Man of Steel and Superman, I love them both. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Movies with Michael. I hope you enjoyed this video essay, and you can show it by leaving a like on this video and comment down below whether or not you agree or disagree with me on the topic we discussed today. And please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the notification icon to be notified about my latest videos. That's all for now, and I'll see you all next time.